Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for another video. But I have a question for you. What do you think is the best way to learn a foreign language? Do you think you actually have to go to that foreign country? You can learn a language very fluently without even needing to leave your house. In this video, I'm going to give you several tips and tricks that you can use to learn a foreign language very efficiently and very fluently from the comfort of your own home. Make sure you stay until the end, because that's when I'm going to give you the secret trick that I use to learn a language really quickly. The first tip you've probably heard before, but what I would do is, as soon as possible, get a really good online teacher, someone who speaks with a standard accent and someone who has some good experience. But really importantly, make sure you mimic the way they speak. Don't be afraid to ask them to repeat things over and over, but here's a secret trick. Make sure you record yourself when you're repeating, because after the lesson you can listen back and see how close you came to the way the native speaker spoke. Now, you can use a video recording or you can use an audio recording. It really doesn't matter. The thing you're going to focus on is how close you are to the native speaker, and try to get those two as close together as possible. And even if you don't have any money, it's no problem. You can do an online language exchange. There are a lot of companies that provide this as well. What you do there is you'll speak for a half an hour in your native language to help the person on the other end of the internet, and they will speak their language for a half an hour. Most of these are free, so you get free practice. It's not formal teaching, but it is more practice for you. If you want to get fluent in another language really quickly, it isn't so much how many hours you put in as much as making sure you have a very structured plan. What I mean by that is make a plan on how you're going to study your vocabulary, your grammar, your sentence structure, and write it out. If you have an online teacher, work with them to make a good plan. Make a short-term, medium-term, and long-term plan and stick to it. Now, I know I just said having a structured plan was more important than how long you study. But how long you study does matter too. You just want to be as efficient as possible with it. One great way to improve your fluency quickly is to use two types of drills that I use when I study Chinese. The first is a substitution drill, where you have one sentence, but you just change one word within it. For example, you would say, I would like to buy a car. I would like to buy a sandwich. I would like to buy a coffee. You're only changing one word in that sentence. The second drill is to expand. You start with one word in the middle and you expand out on either side. For example, car, blue car in the driveway, the blue car in the driveway. The blue car in the driveway is mine. Using these drills will make the grammar seamless. You won't even think about it. You'll just speak correctly. If you're serious about learning a foreign language as quickly as possible, it's important to be sincere. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that when you make a plan, you must follow through with it. If you miss an hour of practice, be honest with that and say, I'm going to make it up. If you forget to do your drills, make sure you do them again tomorrow. It's really easy for us to make excuses in life. I know that I do it. But what's more important is for you to face things as they really are, see them as they are, and stick with your plan as much as possible. In fact, I would suggest writing out a self-contract where you commit to studying at least 6 hours a week, or averaging 1 hour a day for 6 days a week, and stick to that plan sincerely, and you'll see how fast you improve. Of course, I would also suggest watching podcasts and YouTube videos in your foreign language that you're studying, but turn off those subtitles sometime. The way I suggest doing this is first watch the video with subtitles, then watch it again with the subtitles off, and see how much you pick up. Little by little, you'll find that you're getting more and more fluent with your understanding of the language. Here you go. Here's the secret trick that I use to help increase fluency by a lot. In your house or apartment, designate one room as your foreign language room. And in that room, you can only speak the foreign language you're studying, no matter what time of day it is. For example, say you're learning English, you could designate the living room as your English-only area. Every time you go in that room, if you want to talk to anyone, you have to speak in English. If you don't know a word, step out of the room Look it up and then walk back into the room. Although it's a little annoying at first, you'll find you make amazing progress with this method. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I wish you the very best of luck in your language learning journey. I know you're going to do great. But why don't you leave your thoughts in the comments? Are there things that you did to learn the language that I didn't mention today? Let us all know. We can share our thoughts. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.